Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
The captain, the Hall of Famer. Let me mute this TV. Um, the author, Mister Come and See You. Uh,
You gotta
Leon
stop
Muhammad,
saying that
man.
shit.
Leon Muhammad, man. I I've been meaning to ask you this for a couple of weeks. Did you know Linward X? He was
Yes,
somewhere on
I
the
did.
East Coast, out of Newark or something.
Yes, he's out of Newark. He come out of that 20. He was associated with 25.
Hmm.
I don't know if Minister James was his minister. Some people say Linwood X came out of Asbury Park, which was out of Jersey City, which all that came up under 25. All that North Jersey came up under 25. South Jersey came up under Philadelphia.
Got it. Now,
And
go ahead.
because now Atlantic City was temple number 21. It came up under Philly. But 21 had his own minister, somebody that the Honorable Elijah. Now, he was under Minister Jeremiah because that was our region.
Right.
That was our region. But this brother that was down there, I didn't know that brother. I knew Brother Linwood because he come up with Ali and all that 25 crew.
Oh, so you spent some time with
I
Linward
know
X.
of him. I don't know him like Ali. When you get to them guys from that North Jersey, you have to reach out for Ali, which you haven't
Gotcha.
done.
Because the reason why I asked you is because he just passed away.
Yeah, I heard a lot kind of went out and the angels came and got it.
Hmm. Yeah, and he was one of the guys that was in the Audubon Ballroom, February 1st, 1965. And he did an interview saying he was just there to listen to what Brother Malcolm had to say.
Well, you know that was crap. I know it, and you know it.
Uh-huh.
So you didn't get a chance to talk to him before he returned to the bread.
No, I was trying to, but I couldn't get a hold of him.
But you know, Ali knew all them guys.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
I
have to
don't know
sit
why you have not got back to Ali Muhammad.
because you take up all my time. Like, if I'm talking to you 2 hours, how the hell can I talk to somebody else?
But you were supposed to talk to Ali last weekend.
You're right. You're absolutely
I
right.
didn't bother you last weekend. And while I'm at the fight, you can call Ali. You can forget about a couple of basketball games and
No,
just go to two of them.
nah.
So you have some stories to tell my god nephew when he come back off his vacation.
Yeah, yeah. I can't wait.
So you don't have to go to four of them. You can spend an hour with Ali Muhammad. Then you can
I'm
spend
looking forward to doing that too.
then you can spend an hour with the great Carl King. You know something we didn't talk about the first period. Did we talk about the first period yet with Don King?
How'd the purse bid go?
Don King won the
First, first,
first period.
first, first. Let me put a button on this. So how much time did you spend with Linward at? Because people gonna want to know.
Man, that's it, bro. Let's not go there. I didn't know this guy.
Okay.
I was around a couple times at 25, and he was there.
Okay.
I don't know them guys. The only guys at 25 I knew was Ali, his crew, Akbar Pray, some of the guys that meant something.
Okay.
Anyone else didn't mean nothing to me.
Okay. Gotcha.
He
Okay.
was just somebody spying at the ballroom, setting up 1965, February 21st. You know what it was.
Okay.
You
I'm just.
remember how much time I spent with it. But it don't matter because he done returned to Allah now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He was no good because he was any good. He wouldn't have been in the ballroom in 1965, February 21st, on a Sunday afternoon at 3:15. He wouldn't have been there. If he was up in the good, he'd have been there at the mosque listening to Louis Farrakhan.
I well said. How How did the purse fit go with Don King? And who was he
Don
bidding against? Who else did
Don
it?
King, he bid against all the promoters. Don King got the WBA
Regular
heavyweight
title?
heavyweight title fight for August 23rd. Aaron Snowell called me. Don is putting feelings out where he should take the fight. Mike Hunter is his fighter, and Mike Hunter is not a great fighter, but he's been around a while. I think he's like 20 something and won and got one draw. And he went to the Olympic twice. So Don King, his magnitude, he can sell the fight. He know how to sell the fight.
Mhm.
So I think the fight should, even though Mike Hunter is from Vegas, Don got the Russian guy Pablo, and we got a lot of Russians in New York. I think the fight should be in New York because Don have a relationship with Jim Dolan, who owned the Knicks and the Rangers. So it won't be no problem for Don getting the theater. But if you go to Atlantic City, then you got to sit down with boxing commissioner Larry Hazard and Miss Rhonda
Right, right.
Harrington.
Michael Hunter
So
used to be with PBC.
yes, he was, but he did the right thing. Got away from the Hollywood charade. At least he eat. At least the DK gonna make sure him, his brother, and his mother eat. Then Don gonna put his brother on the card. And you know, Mike Hunter, he was with Eddie for a while,
Yep.
so he been around. He get his just due. He deserves a shot at the title, and plus he got the promoter that's gonna sell it. Don can sell ice cubes to an Eskimo.
Yeah, 1986. We're gonna see if he can sell in 2025.
Oh,
It's
we
yet
gonna
to
see
be
if he
proven.
sell, huh?
It's yet to be proven.
Oh, he did it with Bermain. He sold that fight. Wilder didn't sell it. Don sold it with American flag waving. Came in 2 weeks before the fight and pumped it. Because I went
You
up
got to
to
give
the table
Wilder's
with him.
right hand more credit than that. Cut it out.
Listen,
I
Don
know you're
sold
an
the
old
fight.
timer and you love DK, but Wilder's right hand sells a lot of fights.
Well, it didn't sell that fight in New York at the Barclays
Well,
Center.
he went viral. Bermain Surveying went viral for all the wrong reasons.
Well, but the first fight, Bermain, I thought Bermain should have kept his title the first fight.
Nah, Wilder won that fight. Wilder won that fight.
That's your opinion.
And he
That he
knocked him down, and they didn't call it a knockdown, too.
So that's your opinion, Fred.
Yeah, it is my opinion.
I'm with Only in America.
Yep, only in America where a 94-year-old man can rise can rise like a phoenix and promote a fight in New York. Only in America.
Listen, what did Malcolm and Elijah Muhammad say? So go New York, so go
So
the
go the
world.
world. Mm-hmm.
Because the world is evolving around Mecca,
Yeah.
the New York. The world ain't evolving around Phoenix or LA. LA got a lot of problems now. They got a
Man,
black
big.
female, pretty mayor, and she can't get nothing done. Donald Trump stomping on her. Karen Bass. See
Yeah.
now, if that had been the mayor when you was growing up, the late mayor when you got out there, Tom Bradley. See, Tom Bradley was a fighter. Tom Bradley was a gangster.
What you know
But
about
his,
Tom Bradley?
but his daughter Patricia was a damn fool. Shoplifting, doing all kind of crazy stuff with drugs, made her father look bad as the mayor out there.
What you know about
But
Tom
you
Bradley?
scared. See, I know more than you think I know.
And that's a beautiful thing because
See, my
I'm an
nephew,
avid
my
learner.
nephew didn't text me and said yes. So I understand, Fred. Tom Bradley was my guy.
Really?
Fred, I don't tell you everything, bruh.
Well, tell me everything.
Some things, see, let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
The game is to be sold, not told.
Yeah. And also, the reason why is because I did one of my papers in college on Tom Bradley.
Good guy.
Yeah,
He
passed away
was,
1997,
Fred,
98,
he wasn't as sharp.
99.
He was smart, but he educated, but he wasn't sharp as Coleman Young. Because Coleman Young had people around him, all the great singers out there in Detroit, they looked out for Coleman Young. Then Coleman Young had what you call him on his team, the great late civil rights leader, Rosa Parks, and her husband before he passed.
Well, they made what they ended up leaving it and dying in Detroit.
Huh?
Rosa Parks ended up leaving. She ended up being dying in Detroit.
Yes, but she was from Montgomery, Alabama,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
and her husband Parks, he was from Alabama.
yeah.
Rosa Parks, I got to meet her a few times,
Really, elaborate.
and she was a woman, Fred, that my great grandmother used to talk about before she passed. Dignified, very elegant, very well educated. Went to one of them small black colleges. Very smart and very loving and caring. I remember a couple times when we was out there at Cobar Hall, we would go by Congressman Conyers' office just to see her and shake her hand because she was a woman's woman. She was dignified, always had a hat on, gloves, always very dignified. That's what I loved about her. And she would say to myself, Reverend Sharpton, Reverend Jackson, she was a good woman, Fred, and very good. And Congressman Kanye, who she worked it for, he made sure that she was all right. That's what I loved about Congressman Kanye. And the worst mayor they had was this fool Fitzpatrick. I knew
Fitzpatrick, he
him,
robbed the
man.
people.
I knew him. He was a $2 hooker chasing hookers. I knew him real well, Fred.
Really?
Yeah, Fred.
Wait. Before we get there, so people are gonna want to know. So you got how many times did you meet Rosa Parks?
I met her about 3 or 4 times, Fred.
Oh, that's
I was
great.
I
And it
went
was
to
just
I
greetings and
went to a lot of
salutations, or was it
yeah,
conversation?
went greetings and because we went to pay homage. When I
Got
was
that.
in Detroit at Price at Cobar Hall, when I would
Mm-hmm.
bring in opponents for the shows that
Mm-hmm.
Duke, Dirty, Johnny Eats, and Tommy Hearns and them did out there with Manny Stewart, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
Manny, have one of your guys take me to see Sister Parks so I can pay homage. He said, Big Daddy, I like that. You come in my town and you want to pay homage to a true legend that stood up for us.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Manny Stewart. Anytime I wanted to go, was a lot of times I went there 5, 6 times. She wasn't at the office as she was getting older. Her health wasn't that good. And the night I missed when Bobby Kennedy's son stood up and gave her the NBC, the NAACP Lifetime Achievement Award, afraid I cried because I was supposed to be there, man. I messed around and stepped on a nail and my foot swelled up. I couldn't even get to the airport. I told him to just wrap it up and give me a tetanus shot because I wanted to be there to pay tribute. Because everybody I know was there. Denzel and everybody was there. Butch Lewis, everybody was there.
Mm.
So that's the night I regret that I missed from paying a real tribute to Rosa Parks.
Well, I was at the graduation when USC gave her an honorary doctorate, 98, 99, somewhere in there. And do you know the last years of her life, the owner of Little Caesars Pizza, a cracker, took care of her?
Well, that was brought to my attention. I never knew how true it was.
Yeah, he did. He paid her rent. Also, did you know there was a black man that went to jail for robbing her? And he said he knew it was Rosa Parks and he still robbed her?
That's how, Fred, some people don't have no morals. See, if he'd have been in our neighborhood, Fred, he wouldn't have got the Rikers Island or the Bronx house or the Brooklyn house.
He made it out of jail too, and he ended up committing more crimes. Went back to jail. Yeah.
See,
All
Fred,
this is public knowledge. Public
hear what,
knowledge.
hear what I'm saying, Fred.
Yes.
That shows you that the guys in Detroit didn't respect her enough to protect her and protect the older women in her neighborhood. That shows you.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have did that uptown and got away with it, Fred. You know that and I know that. Icon, if she'd have been in New York, Charlie Rangel and them would have made sure she would say him and David Jenkins and all the people that was connected to Shirley Chisholm and all the old timers, Sharpton and Justin, all of them would have made sure she was protected in New York.
Right. Right.
But
Oh,
but but Coleman Young, he looked out for as long as he was alive. Him and Kanye, when them guys died, Fitzpatrick didn't care about Rosa Parks. He was robbing the people, Fitzpatrick.
was he?
Fitzpatrick was a nut.
Was he?
Oh
Elaborate, because
man.
I know very little about him.
Fred, from what I understand, he was robbing people and going to strip joints, spending money on strippers. That's what the public knowledge said, and that's what I was informed of. I don't care what he did. He ain't did nothing to nobody in New York or Philadelphia.
You know, Trump pardoned him.
Who?
Trump pardoned him.
He pardoned the mayor?
He's out of jail. He's not in jail.
This time or his last time?
Last time. He's been out of jail for some time.
But his name ain't ringing.
Yeah, he's either commuted or pardoned the sentence. I don't know which one, but however, he's a free man.
So he ain't doing that.
Nah, 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 nah.
He's quiet as his church
I
mouse.
mean, he's making money somehow, some way, because he has the information. He could be a political strategist, mayor, to a, you know, people love Marion Barry stories,
You know, I knew Marion Barry. I knew of Mary, had a couple run-ins with Mary in certain occasions.
Uh-huh.
When we was Marion White used to be the boxing commission in DC. I knew a couple trainers and world champions she used to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew what was going on, Fred. So they closed it all the way down. So you got to find another way to get where I'm going. So Fred, I knew Cora Masters Berry. Her name was Cora Masters Berry.
Mm-hmm.
She was Marion Barry's last wife.
Mm.
And she used to be the boxing commissioner of the DC area.
Mm.
She was associated with Butch Lewis. If you look at all Michael Spinks fights, you'll see her in the ring. In all Michael fights in Atlantic City and Vegas, you'll see her in the ring. She also was a close friend of the former late heavyweight champion and sheriff of Camden County, Jersey Joe Wilcox.
Mm.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So now,
Go ahead.
huh?
No, go ahead.
So Fred, when you come to talk about these people, Fred, I know them all, man. It ain't no political scheme, anybody in political that was connected to boxing, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I paid my dues.
Right.
Are you in boxing, Fred? You done got out of boxing,
Mm-hmm.
but you want to know about boxing.
Right.
Have you paid your dues in boxing, Fred?
Mm. I've been a good person. I don't know if I've paid my dues.
Fred, the only thing I can bear with is that you've been good at as being a good father and a good husband.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can bear with. Still.
Right.
Anything else I can't bear with.
Right. Right. So did you know prior 6 months or months before Rosa Parks, there was a woman by the name of Claudette Cloven?
Claudette Clover, I know about, but she was 15 years old
And pregnant. Yeah.
and pregnant. I
Yeah.
know the whole story.
Okay. But I want the people to know the story. Tell the story.
So Fred, you just told her.
No, but I know,
You
but the
just
people
told
don't.
her.
But now people just know Rosa Parks, but they don't know the reason why Rosa Parks sitting on the bus was intentional, was on purpose. Claudette was by accident.
No, if you look at the story, they told Rosa Parks to get up too, but she didn't get up.
No, I know that, but she intentionally sat on the bus to get arrested.
No, you can't really say that, Fred, because you know I was there in 1955, December the 1st.
Yeah, but that's what the reports say. It was planned because because she sparked the Montgomery bus boycott because her husband was had a position in NAACP. She was married, good-looking woman, and had had
No, her husband was not with the NAACP.
a SNCC.
He was with the Chicago Black Defenders. She was the secretary for the
Okay,
NAACP.
thank you for correcting me. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah, she
And
was the secretary of the NAACP. Let me straighten Brother Fred out,
as you
y'all.
should, as you should,
So
and
he
because
calling shots that he don't know about.
well,
See,
and correct me as we move forward.
you got to remember in 1955, Fred, I was 12 years old.
Hmm.
I was reading and going to school because my uncle and them would send us all the black papers. My uncles in Brooklyn would send us the Amsterdam News, and my uncle Johnny in Chicago and my uncle Frederick would send us the Black Chicago Defender.
Hmm.
So we knew what was going on in Chicago and New York because we had the Amsterdam News and the Chicago Defender. We didn't really know what was going on in Philly because we didn't have nobody sending us the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Right. Right.
So
So
mhm.
no, I was going to say so. Thank you for that. Also, in addition to what you're saying, and correct me as we move forward because I haven't talked about this subject in some time. Um, uh, Claudette Colvin was 15 years old
And pregnant.
and pregnant, and she was arrested. However, they said she was too dark, too young, and pregnant, and she couldn't represent the mission. So what happened was the NAACP planned, according to my sources, planned for Rosa Parks to sit down on the bus, align herself with the powers to be, obviously, the players at the time, Martin Luther King on down, uh, to boycott, to erect the Montgomery boycott, will lasted just over a year, 360, 70 days, somewhere in there.
Yes.
December to December, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And uh they use Rosa Parks as now I'm not discrediting Rosa Parks and her ability to fight for black people and her desire and her want to. What I am saying is it was by design to spark the Montgomery boys to spark the Montgomery bus boycott. And a little fun fact too, Rosa Parks was in attendance when Malcolm X gave his speech, The Ballad of the Bullet.
I know that. I
Hmm.
know that.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, so but the other people may not know that. So now they'll get excited and cross reference their research. So
Rosa Parks was an icon.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
she did what she had to do for that damn time in 1955. She
Yes.
did what she had to do.
Okay. Now looking back at it, Mr. Muhammad, do you think boycotting the Montgomery boys bus boycott was good or bad?
I think, in my personal opinion, of having cousins that lived in Montgomery at that time, it was good because my Fred, where I come from, it was racism, but it wasn't outright attack on people in my town because a lot of white folks in my town, after the days in Orangeburg, South Carolina, the home of South Carolina State, Fred, it was there, but it wasn't like in Alabama. Wasn't nobody riding at night, breaking in our house and letting nobody, because most of us had family up the road would come down there and do them dirty, and they knew that. Now, my family never had no problem with the Caucasians in Orangeburg, South Carolina, Baltimore County, Bamberg County, Columbia County. None of my family had problem because they all the white structures knew that my uncle in Philly, New York, and Chicago was real gangsters. They would come down and do them dirty if they mess with my family. But we never would have time with that because Fred, they integrate the schools in Orangeburg and Balmer County and Bamberg County in 1968. A lot of they didn't do Boston to the late 70s, right, Fred? To my understanding.
Right.
So I can say steps was made in my county long before they was made up here, especially in Boston. See, the children, I mean, school was always mixed up here, to my knowledge. When I came to Philadelphia, the school was already mixed.
Mm.
When my children born in Philadelphia, the school was already integrated.
Yeah, Little Rock 9.
So that's what that was. Fred, can you hold on? Stop it for 1 second, Fred.
Okay.
I gotta answer this.